We've seen the images, the shattered buildings, the haunted eyes of children fleeing the violence. Syria, a nation scarred by conflict, now faces a new chapter in its long war. Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS, is a militant group based in northwest Syria. Once linked to al-Qaeda, it has evolved into a dominant force in Idlib. While both HTS and ISIS are extremist groups, HTS focuses on controlling territory in Syria. The Syrian government, backed by Russia and Iran, is determined to crush HTS. But can they succeed without igniting a humanitarian catastrophe? Tonight we take you inside the battlefield. The Syrian government is ramping up military offensives. We're on the ground with Syrian troops, their faces hardened by years of war, as they advance under artillery fire. Every inch of ground is a struggle, a testament to the ferocity of HTS resistance. The Syrian army has the backing of Iranian advisors and Russian air power. This formidable alliance is unmatched in sheer firepower. The terrain is unforgiving, a patchwork of villages and hills that favor the defender. The Syrian government insists it's taking every precaution to avoid civilian casualties, but the risks are enormous. This is where the battle for Syria's future will be won or lost. Russia deploys airstrikes to weaken HTS infrastructure, targeting command centers and supply lines. High above the battlefield, Russian fighter jets streak across the sky, their payloads destined for HTS targets. These strikes are precise but devastating, turning buildings to rubble in an instant. We obtained exclusive drone footage showing the aftermath of one such strike. The images are graphic, a stark reminder of the human cost of war. Russia insists its campaign is necessary to degrade HTS's ability to wage war. They argue that by targeting HTS infrastructure they are minimizing civilian casualties. While some strikes may be precise, others have hit hospitals and schools, killing and injuring innocent civilians. Russia's air power has tipped the balance in favor of the Syrian government, allowing them to make steady gains on the ground. But the question remains, at what cost? Tehran uses diplomacy to pressure Turkey, which has influence over HTS-held areas. Iran's involvement in Syria is complex, driven by a desire to maintain its influence in the region and to counter its regional rivals. They have poured billions of dollars into supporting the Syrian government, providing weapons, training, and manpower. But Iran's role goes beyond just military support. Tehran has been instrumental in brokering ceasefires and de-escalation agreements, often using its leverage to protect its own interests. One of Iran's key objectives is to pressure Turkey, which has a significant military presence in northern Syria. Turkey views HTS as a threat to its own security, and has taken steps to counter their influence. Iran is trying to exploit this tension, using a combination of diplomacy and military pressure to force Turkey's hand. It's a high-stakes game of chess, with the fate of Idlib hanging in the balance. The Syrian government, with the unwavering support of its allies, is determined to crush HTS. They believe that military force is the only language HTS understands. The coalition of Syria, Iran, and Russia is determined to dismantle HTS. While progress is slow, they are relentless in their pursuit of stability. They argue that a decisive victory is the only way to end the suffering in Syria, to bring peace to a nation ravaged by war. But the question remains, at what cost? How many more lives will be lost before Syria can finally find peace? Subscribe to Battlefield Briefs for more insights. Like, share, and subscribe for more.